I stated in a video a while back, I do believe it's a video I did of Bill Belichick when he turned down the Medal of Freedom from President Donald Trump. And I stated in that video that those are the type of guys who are going to turn their back on Donald Trump. And those are the ones who are your neighbors. The ones who are at these little parties, they talk about how Donald Trump has done good for the country. But the one thing they wish that Donald Trump would do is tone down his tweets and some of his rhetoric I do not like. Those are your whistleblowers, I call, who will turn on Trump eventually. I stated that in the video. And majority of those ones who turn their backs on Trump are going to be the Caucasian women, which Caucasian women actually voted for Joe Biden more in this election, or I should say they supported the Democratic Party a little bit more than they did 4 years ago when Donald Trump first ran. And I knew that was going to happen. But I had to get this out because I needed something. I needed a narrative where someone is going to eventually reject Donald Trump. And Bill Belichick did that for me. And I related that to your neighbors who would do the same thing. So where am I going with this? So I was watching on CBSN. It's an online news network, I guess. And it caught my eye. It was a lady by the name of Elizabeth Neiman. She works for the Republican Party, or works as a Republican Accountability Project. And basically, in so many words, as she stated, she said she is coming out as a Republican. I guess that's the new term for those who are leaving the Republican Party and jumping ship. So I sit back and I listen to the whole thing. And I stated before, like I said, mid-American white folks are getting tired of being accused of being racist in this country. And they're tired of having it put it at their feet of racism. So Donald Trump is the perfect candidate for it. Even though Donald Trump has not done one damn thing to cause him to be a racist. But this is where we are. Like I said before, and I say it again, the Caucasian woman is going to be in the middle of everything that's going to go bad. Back in the days, it was the Civil Rights Movement, the Equal Rights Act, and the Women's Rights Movement. All was led by the Caucasian woman. The reason why I am putting this on here is because this woman here, Miss Elizabeth Newman, worked for the Republican Party, and she said she literally had a long talk with her husband about jumping ship. And my personal opinion, I think she literally forced her husband to accept her decision to leave. And so now she wants to lead the charge in the so-called impeachment process of Donald Trump. She threw religion, she threw her faith in there, and she threw her kids in for the betterment to help to impeach Donald Trump. As I continue to watch the video, I started to notice that she was being interviewed by two black anchors. One of the guys looked very feminine, and another one was a mild skin, light skin black woman. If you watch the video, she throws up a little attitude before it started, but then when she announced herself as coming out as a Republican, the black girl smiled. So, and she also felt as if when she was coming out, that it was in her best interest that other people come out and lead the Republican Party and do not participate in any other protest on Capitol Hill or other governmental places at the other 50 states, or you will be in some legal and federal trouble, as she indicated on there. But the more I keep watching it, the more it started to feel like white guilt has come upon her. You see, a lot of this is going to happen. There's going to be a lot of that going to happen in these situations. White guilt is always going to be the key in this society from now on. The more white people feel guilty about things that they have no control of, the more it's going to weaken you as a person. I'm just speaking facts here, and I'm speaking the truth. And I get it. Majority of you people don't like it. I understand. But it is my job to make sure that I speak the truth if I'm going to get behind this here microphone. Because I don't need white guilt. But it seems to me that white guilt has taken over a lot of this society dealing with white folks. And this is what I'm starting to see here. So you have to understand something before I continue on. White women in particular, let me start over on that. Women in general are always going to turn tail wherever there is power. Since Donald Trump is leaving office, the Democratic Party, which has always been led by blacks and women, they are always going to go towards the power. It's just that simple. So this is no surprise to me that this woman did that. And there's many others like her. So when we were talking about white guilt is basically you're acknowledging that you have privilege and power over the so-called oppressed, which I do not see black people as oppressed people. I actually see black folks such as myself as a man of power and a man of wisdom. But it's all about you using it and maximizing it to your best of your ability. But this society wants to guilt trip those who feel that way. And white guilt is the perfect example of white folks who are turning their backs on Donald Trump and jumping ship as quickly as they can. And that's what happens here. So I want to talk about the numbers. So I saw where the percentages were. The Democrats favor in impeaching Donald Trump at 88%. Republicans 15%, and independent 54%. Those who oppose Donald Trump of his impeachment is right at 12% for the Democrats, 85% for the Republican, and 46% for independent. You would think the Republicans will have a higher percentage in impeachment, but it's right at 85% of opposing it and the Democrats favoring it 88%. So that tells you that the 15% who wants to impeach Trump on the Republican side, 15% is pretty high. So these are the problems that we're facing. Then it says 87% says impeaching Trump will keep him from running again. And those who oppose it, 88% says this will cause more division in America. See, you have to understand, this society is turning like The Walking Dead. If you are a heterosexual man, you cannot be upset, you cannot be angry, because this is where we are. Donald Trump will be the first president to be impeached twice, which all they want to do is make sure that he does not run again. And that's that 87%. Doesn't matter how anyone else feels. Like I stated before, a lot of people on the Republican side are going to turn face and jump ship. Just like this woman, Elizabeth Newman, did. So guys, I just want to talk about it. I think the news is going to break any minute now about Donald Trump being impeached. That was the whole goal the whole time. But you see, I'm a three-dimensional thinker. I don't get upset because of this situation. I already knew what's going to happen. I already know what's going to happen. So guys, you need to embrace yourself at all times. Be prepared for what's to come, because this society is going to change. It has to crash for people to understand it. Your friends, your families, your co-workers, your loved ones, they're all going to jump ship. And they're all going to side wherever that the money is and whoever is in power. But me being the heterosexual male that I am, I will always be power. I always will have that power, because the power is within me. I don't look for politicians to change my life. I change my life. So when you have women like this, that's to be expected, because women normally go to where they feel is power. But as the heterosexual male that I am, I will always have power, because I am the one with the hammer.